Welcome back as we move on to the subject of thread damage repair. Minor thread damage during maintenance may occur. For example, a stud on this valve has been scraped during dismantling. In effect, what has happened is that a section of crests has been bent out of shape. In some instances, especially on low-grade fasteners, the threads can be functionally restored to a usable condition. In our first demonstration, we shall be using this tool called a thread restorer, commonly known as a thread file. This thread file contains 8 filing sections, 2 on each flat surface. Each file has a pitch, which corresponds to a standard metric thread. The appropriate filing section is selected by matching it to the thread on the fastener as demonstrated. The file is carefully run over the damaged thread section. Note that the file is moved only in the forward direction and light hand pressure is all that is required. An inspection of the threads is made to check that the crests are returning to their proper form. The filing is made wherever the threads are damaged, and a final check is made by fitting a nut and ensuring that it freely engages and travels the length of the thread. In our second demonstration, we're going to make use of a tool called a die nut in order to make a repair to a damaged fastener. A die nut is primarily a tool used to finish the process of hand threading, but it is also useful for chasing minor thread damage. The specially formed and hardened cutting edges in a die nut are made to follow an existing thread and remove any surplus material. The size and thread pitch of any particular die nut is displayed on its face. Obviously, we must select the size and type to correspond to the threads we wish to restore. The fastener to be repaired must be firmly supported, preferably in an upright position. The equipment we'll need is the die nut of correct size and pitch, a spanner, preferably a ring spanner of suitable size, and some thread cutting lubricant. To begin, some thread cutting lubricant is smeared onto the threads. Before the die nut is fitted, note that a special tapered lead is made on one side of the cutting edge. This side is engaged onto the threads as demonstrated. The nut should first be turned as far as possible onto the threads by hand until it becomes tight on the damaged section. A spanner is then used to turn the die nut slowly over the damaged threads. Continue turning until the end of the thread is reached. The fastener is wiped clean to remove any debris, and the die nut wound off the fastener. The threads should now be in a usable condition. The die nut should be cleaned and stored ready for use at another time. After the break, we'll be looking at how to remove a broken-off fastener.